Hey guys, welcome back to Third and Very Long. It's been a while since the last episode, and I know it got taken down because of other issues with my hosting platform. But today, I'm here with a special guest today, my friend Tyler Valovcin.
How are you doing, guys?
And I brought Tyler here because we really wanted to cover something that we're both big avid fans of, but at the same time, it's been killing us since we've been born. And that is the New York Jets organization and what has been happening so far this offseason. Tyler, what do you think, man? What do you think so far?
You know what? What I can say is it's the typical Jets, but you know what? I think with Joe Douglas at the helm, I think we're taking a huge step in the right direction, and honestly, it's super exciting for me as a fan.
Yeah, I mean, I like Joe. What do you think about Adam Gase style?
See, Adam Gase, he has a lot of different opinions, and a lot of people hate him. But I'm one of those guys who I'm ready to see what he can do now. It's been a year. I know he had his ups and his downs, but at the end of the year, with the talent we really had, and I don't know, with the way the season was going, he rallied these guys to play their heart out and win games at the end of the season, which no one thought we could do.
That's true, but when you really look at the rest of our schedule last year, the only team that really stood out or really said, "Oh no," was the Ravens.
I mean, but they even lost that game. But I mean, we stepped up. We beat the Cowboys in a big situation.
I know, but the Cowboys also they're a mess as an organization too. Yeah. But they're like a better mess than we are.
But I think it's fair that we give Adam Gase a chance to. He said he's going to go back to the playbooks and look at Le'Veon Bell's Steeler tapes. He promised to do that. He promised to get him involved. He's saying all the right things. Let's see if he can actually get up and actually put this full offseason together, if we can get an offseason together, and see what he can do with the team. I'd give him another shot.
I honestly wouldn't mind Greg Williams taking over if Adam Gase didn't work out.
If Adam Gase comes out of if we come out of the gate and Darnold's throwing 3 interceptions and they're not moving anything, the ball's not moving on 2nd and 15, and we're just stuck and we're not moving the ball on 3rd down. We need to Greg Williams can definitely take over, and I would be okay with that. But if Gase is winning a game there too, and we're in every game, the thing about Adam Gase last year is I didn't see anything from him that was like, yo, why are you calling a timeout right here on this time? Like, there wasn't any super tactical error I thought he made that stood out to me. Obviously, some people are gonna be like, oh, he did this on that, but nothing that was like, yo, what is this guy doing? Not at any point during a game I was like, yo, seriously, what is Adam Gase thinking?
I don't think it was necessarily that. I think it was necessarily his playbook overall. I feel like it's like bland, it seems like very
they're running power a lot, right?
Fundamentals, back to the basics. There's nothing for example, look at the Cardinals playbook with Kyler Murray's also an athlete. Sam Darnold's more of a West Coast guy.
West Coast guy, that's his offense.
Mm-hmm.
But he can succeed in it because he can make those throws. I'm telling you, we need to get more talent around him. I don't care what anybody says about Brashard Perriman, Robbie Anderson. These guys are middle tier receivers at best.
Mm-hmm.
If we get not even super top tier, like a Robert Woods, a guy that can seriously blow the top off and play run routes like a beast, someone near that tier will make Darnold's life 3 times easier. But the best option he has is a slot receiver in Jamison Crowder that he throws the ball to 10 times a game.
I want to hold off on something that we're probably going to talk about in a little bit, with now Denzel Mims being a part of that receiving core and what he brings to the table. Personally, I think I love him. And he has that chip on his shoulder too, but I don't want to get too deep into that just yet. One signing that I did like this offseason was McGovern out of Denver. I liked him a lot. I thought he was a good center. He's still relatively young for an offensive lineman. He's I think he's in his late 20s.
Yeah, late 20s.
I think 28, 29 around there.
Mm-hmm.
He had a solid season with Denver Broncos. Just a solid all-around starter. We're not tricking someone to come back out of retirement to come play, so that's good. And I liked that we re-signed Alex Lewis too. I thought that was a good signing. There was some things that we'll probably discuss later that were, why
Yeah.
are like the reason because of it. But I feel like they made a lot of proper moves this offseason.
We had a lot of needs, and you know what? Joe Douglas went out and filled those needs.
Exactly. And let's talk a little more about Joe Douglas, too, with this upcoming draft. A lot of trades moving back to gathering picks. And, we had, 4 in the 4th round or something ridiculous.
And then we wind up, trading out. It was ridiculous. So we just kept backing up. But it doesn't matter because Joe got guys that he wanted. And if he didn't see anybody that he wanted at that pick, he traded right out of it.
Which is smart, and I liked it a lot. And the first 2 rounds, I thought he, hit it out of the park.
He hit it out of the park.
I thought when we got Becton, I was like, yes.
You got the best man, biggest man, first of all, and he's just one of those kids that just loves playing football, loves being around the game, just wants to be the best. He's a big 6'7" monster that wants to play left tackle and dominate in the league, and that's the type of character you want on your team.
Becton is like the IRS. You can't hide from him.
You can't.
And you can't get around him.
No, you definitely can't.
You can't. If you look at his tapes from Louisville, he's just an absolute mauler.
And you know what? He's going against kids from Clemson. You saw that one tape of him just throwing these kids. These Clemson kids are top 5-star prospects in the country, and they're getting thrown around. He's throwing them around. It's easy. But you know what? Did you see the clip of him putting his pads on? He looks slim. I think he's losing a little bit of weight. So,
dude, if he can just turn that fat into muscle and be like the next Tyron Smith but taller,
unbelievable.
That would be nuts.
He's gonna get on the field, and they're gonna teach him.
He's also another raw athlete. You don't know if he's going to boom or bust. He's one of those.
That's a huge boom or bust type of guys. But I don't know. I think what I've seen even on social media lately, most of the linemen have been together. They've been working out. I saw Jonathan Harrison post a picture of a lot of the linemen hanging out.
I'm surprised he's still on the team. He's been back and forth with the Jets for years.
He's good. He's solid. I actually talked to him last year at training camp, and he was telling me how well Sam is doing and stuff, and how the line was doing, and he said he really wanted to launch in the starting role, and then all of a sudden they signed
Connor McGovern.
No, they signed Ryan. He told me this, and then they signed Ryan Khalil, and then all of a sudden he lost his starting job. But he's one of those good backup, he can play center or guard type things. He'll be fine. But I think, if we go back to, we'll talk about the linemen later, but let's get back to the draft and Becton. He just looked slimmer, and he looked, you know what, these guys can shape him up. He's going to get into the right strength and conditioning. I'm sure he's in pretty good, but now he'll be on the Jets' time. And he's going to put in the work the Jets' way, and those guys are professionals. Joe Douglas is getting all the right people in the building. That I can. Yeah. That as one thing I can hold on as a Jets fan. I think Joe Douglas, and he's said this multiple times, that he wants people the right people in the building.
That's good. I like Joe Douglas. I liked what he did with the Ravens. I liked what he did, with his time with the Eagles. Mm-hmm. He when he was with the Ravens, he was under He watched him make some great picks, worked with all those scouts and everything. I feel like he knows his way around
he's been around talent. Greatness, man. Mm-hmm. That's something you cannot teach. Is someone that's done it, that being around them and learning anything that they can teach is unbelievable.
That's true. I can't wait till we get that dead money back that we happened to lose when we cut Tremaine Johnson.
Oh yeah, true. This I think after this year that dead money goes away, right?
Yeah, we're getting a lot.
Yeah, we're getting a lot,
and now we don't have to re-sign Jamal Adams to a max deal.
True. There's no more $20 million. That was we'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that too.
That's interesting.
But I want to get back to the draft too. Denzel Mims out of Baylor University. Man, 6'4", he ran a 4.4 something 40-yard time. His vertical was pretty good too. He has clean route running. He's a tall 6'4", lengthy red zone target. He didn't win Megatron Comparison of the Year, That comparison was taken by Chase Claypool.
Which he's I thought that was a good pick for the Steelers. But
yeah, I want him to go to the Jets personally because I thought he was a more like physical receiver that we needed because Anua wasn't that healthy enough to be that physical receiver. But we'll talk about him too later. But yeah, I liked Denzel Mims. I was holding my breath when we traded down like 3 times. I was like, "What are we doing?" Here we go.
Well, every single time we traded down, I was like, "Yo, we could use Mims." So by the time it was we traded down, like the last time, we finally got Mims, and I was super happy because I mean he's one of those guys that he'll plug in and he'll just go up for the ball, and if he stays healthy, he stays healthy. Most of these guys, they don't stay healthy because they're all red zone targets. They're all these 6'4" lengthy dudes in college catching 10 tubs a year because they air raid the ball, and then they come to college, they try to do the same thing, but they get bullied by linebackers and safeties and corners, and they don't stay healthy. But the ones that stay healthy they're pretty special.
Yeah, I agree. Mims is going and has that chip on his shoulder too, because for some God knows why reason he hates the Eagles.
Yeah.
He can't stand the Eagles because they drafted Jalen Reagor over him.
Yeah, which was a big surprise in my eyes. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Mims was supposed to go earlier in the draft.
Yeah.
That was such a steal. But, I mean, he's been... Matt Rule talked amazing about him, and that just shows a lot. I mean, he was his college coach, but he talked like very, very highly on Denzel Mims.
I'm excited to see what he can do.
Yeah, especially...
I hope he's not like the last receiver we drafted in the second round who was 6'4" and was really fast, and we thought could be really good, and then had hands of stone. But literally, it looked like he dipped his hands in cement before a game and ran out there with blocks on his hands.
Stephen Hill.
We could take the kid from that one football movie where he catches the football in his helmet. What's that movie?
I can't think of the movie. I'm a movie guy.
It was, I don't know, classic. It was a classic movie. Kid caught a football in his face mask and ran down the sideline. He's a better receiver than Stephen Hill.
Yeah, I don't know. Stephen Hill's probably doing what we're doing.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Stephen Hill could probably kick my butt.
Oh, yeah.
Any day of the week.
100%. 100%. But I mean, it goes back to show, like, hopefully Mims is not that, and hopefully, like, I mean, you saw they were working out together.
That's true, yeah. And Chris Herndon's working out again with Sam Darnold.
That dude, he better play. He's so good.
I know, I like him a lot.
He could be so good.
He can be really good. He could be like Jimmy Graham, like Prime Saints.
Prime Saints. Prime Drew Brees.
I was trying to think pre-Saints is when he was at Miami, which is also where Chris Herndon's from too.
That's true.
Surprise, surprise. Tight end you.
Tight end you.
Where's Shannon Sharp? Aaron is from Florida.
Sorry.
And I'm a Gators fan too. Yeah, welcome to the swamp, baby. But going back to the draft, one pick that I think led up to the Adams situation, the Ashton Davis. I think maybe there's something.
He can get. No. The Jets. I mean, he was high on the boards of a lot of people, and
really
he's one of those guys who's like fly to the football, like similar to Jamal Adams play, but he hawked the ball at Cal. Like he always was a ball hawk at Cal. I think he was a track runner as well. He was a hurdler. Just all around outstanding athlete.
Oh, that's probably why we wanted to trade. Like I think we were trying to trade Marcus May at one point.
No. Someone is said. No.
Oh, it's one of those. It's one of those.
It's that dude.
Manish Mehta,
the worst reporter on this earth.
Oh wow, throwing shade.
100%. He's the one that made up the Logan Ryan trade. He said the Jets were trading for signing Logan Ryan, and both sides were like, no one said that. He came out with the. Do you not remember that?
I don't
He
have
also
Twitter.
was the one that. Oh, you need Twitter. What do you mean? You need Twitter.
Huh? I don't like Twitter because of stuff like that. Like I have like all the news source apps downloaded on my phone, so I get them.
Oh, well, he also said that Kyle Long was coming out of retirement.
I think that sounds familiar.
Yeah, no, he made that up.
Familiar.
Kyle Long then immediately tweeted, was like, I'm not doing that. So, what are you saying?
Kyle Long's probably chilling in his mansion. Like,
yeah, he's like, yeah, who's this weird dude?
Who's this guy adding me on Twitter?
Just meaning. But I mean, Ashton Davis leads into our Jamal talk. It's a tough one, but we gotta get to it. What's your take on it? What's your when you initially looked at your phone and you saw the
all I saw was Jets trade Jamal Adams to Seahawks, and I didn't see the description for what. So I immediately in my cubicle at work said "fuck" out loud.
Yeah.
And my coworker turned around and said, "Oh, you saw the trade," and then he started laughing. And I open it, I look at it, and I read 2 first-round picks, a 3rd-round pick, and Bradley McDougall. I was like, okay. We got so much more than the Giants got for Odell Beckham in his prime.
Yeah, we got
the peak of his prime, because I think Odell's still a fantastic receiver.
Of course.
But he was putting up fantastic numbers to the Giants at that point.
Yeah.
His first season with the Browns, he still put up good numbers. He over 1,000-yard receiver still.
Yeah.
I think he was in the Pro Bowl too.
As always, but he's still a big baby. But that's another conversation for another day. But Jamal, the trade, when I first saw it, I saw Seahawks. I was like, okay, NFC. Get him out of here.
Yeah.
On the other side.
At least it's not the Cowboys too.
Get him on the other side of the country. Whatever.
I'll tell you, I like the Seahawks. I like Russell Wilson. I like
I like Pete Carroll. I like
Bobby Wagner too.
He's gonna be humble there. That's why the Seahawks did what they did, because he will be humbled by Bobby Wagner. No one's telling Bobby Wagner what to do. Jamal will sit there and be a safety, and then he'll get paid probably like $15 million a year. If they even pay him when
they're probably not.
No, they probably are, because they have to, because they traded what they traded.
Oh, that's true. I didn't think about that. And he's only going to be 25.
Yeah, they're going to pay.
Yeah, they're going to give him a 5-year
he wouldn't take 15 from the Jets, so the Jets are like, okay, that's
because he knows the Jets. He thinks they need me.
Yeah, they need me. Yeah, he thinks it's just his. But
realistically. He was a big part of our defense when TJ Mosley was out.
Yeah, I mean, he was a big part of the defense. I mean, but you gotta look
and now TJ Mosley's out again, too.
TJ Mosley's out again.
We'll talk more about that, too.
We'll talk about that, too, later. That's some sad news. But, we're getting Bradley McDougall back. He's a starting caliber safety. The Seahawks, he was, a main stake in the secondary for the Seahawks.
He was solid. He's not fantastic, but he's not
he's pretty good. He's gonna step in. He's gonna play hard for Greg Williams. And
Greg Williams loves safeties too. If you could tell from how he used Jamal Adams, which leads me to think to something else. Well, the Jets draft a safety next year with one of their late. They're probably gonna get a late 1st-round pick.
I think.
And they got. Do you think they're gonna draft a safety in the first 2 rounds?
I mean, honestly, next year, I think
we gotta go corner eventually and wide receiver. We'll
see. We gotta see how this season.
Yeah. I can't predict what we're drafting next year. We could draft the whole brand new team.
Something's gonna change. I mean, we would not cut Brian Winters for no reason. I think there's something else up Joe Douglas is safe. He's gonna bring in someone else.
Yeah. So,
but back to Jamal Adams, I think the trade is an amazing trade for what the situation we were in. I think the fact that we lost a 24-year-old superstar out of our defense that was already kind of not doing that. I mean, we're doing really well for what we had, but it was because he was there. He was a leader.
Mm-hmm.
I think, unfortunately, 2 first-round picks maybe doesn't blow my mind like it does if we were in this situation, if you get what I'm saying.
I get what you're saying, and it also depends how you draft, too.
Yeah, it depends. Because
a late first-round pick can turn into a star. Chandler Jones is a 29th pick in the first round. Dante Hightower, 26th pick or something like that.
And then it goes back to, Joe Douglas is drafting. I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
But, at the same time, we are losing Jamal, and that stinks. It stinks, but Bradley McDougall's going to step in, and I think he's going to do fine. I mean,
he's going to have a solid year with the Jets, overall. Maybe he might find the scheme that fits him. And, like,
I think Radley McDougal is going to excel. I looked up some of Jamal and McDougal's stats. The last 2 seasons, McDougal had 5 interceptions and 4 forced fumbles. The last 2 seasons, Adams had only 2 interceptions, and he had 1 more forced fumble, 5 forced fumbles. And last year, McDougal had 70 tackles, and Adams had 78.
So how many sacks? Because
Jamal had 1 sack.
Last year he had 6.5.
Last year he had 6.5.
Jamal Adams had 6.5 sacks last year.
Yeah, true. Jamal Adams did have. Or was it 6.5 for his career?
No, he had 6.5 last year because he had like 3 against the Giants or something.
That's true.
He stole the ball twice and like lost it once, but he ran one back for a touchdown.
But we were planning on this year having like Avery Williamson and CJ Mosley. But think about this. What did Peanut do 2 years ago when CJ Mosley left? He stepped in for CJ Mosley. Obviously, it's not the same tier.
Yeah.
But Peanut did pretty well in the Ravens defense.
You also have Blake Cashman, too, who's a really good sub.
Neville Hewitt was a stud last year.
Terrell Basham,
Terrell Basham plays on the outside. He's an
outside guy. We have Jordan Jenkins in our year. He's like...
That was the steal.
He's our secret.
I think Jordan Jenkins was the steal of the offseason for anybody. 1 year for $5 million for him. It's like that's crazy.
Yeah.
An edge rusher like that. He's an edge rusher and he plays the run like.
We got another edge rusher too. Is Jabari? I'm gonna pronounce his name wrong. I apologize.
From Florida, yeah. He was he was hurt, right? He was really good as junior, and then he was hurt.
I'm an avid fan of his. He was really he's explosive off the edge, but he's got to work on
I trust Greg Williams.
Yeah, I trust Greg Williams too. Polite. Polite was the last outside linebacker we had from Florida, and that was the year before.
Mike McCagnon.
And we also got him in the third. No, we got Jabari in the 4th round. Polite, we got him in the 2nd, or no? We didn't have a 2nd last year.
Yeah, so we got Jachi in the 3rd round. Remember, he was supposed to be a 1st-round pick, then hurt his ankle. Then he just never.
And then there was drug issues or something.
Drug issues, his life. He got hurt one time, and his life went totally down.
I thought he was in the Seahawks last time I heard of him.
He was in the Seahawks, and then they cut him because he was terrible.
Oh, okay.
He had it was totally attitude issue. It was totally an attitude issue. But yes, Jamal trade will. We'll see where it's just for the future.
We'll see how that looks out in 2 years.
Yeah, I think it's gonna lead to us maybe. I think we may move one of those picks at some point. Remember, I think if we move something to a Yannick type deal.
Oh,
we could flip one of those first for Yannick.
Trade for Yannick, maybe sign Clowney to a 1-year prove-it deal.
Dude,
our front 7.
Our front 7 would be the best in the.
Oh, but CJ Mosley. If CJ Mosley played, that would.
He'd probably opt back in if we did that.
Yannick, Quentin Williams, Clowney, CJ Mosley, Jordan Jenkins, and Avery Williamson stacking the box.
Not cash, man. Dude, those guys are, and it's Greg Williams. They're gonna quarterbacks are gonna freaking cry playing us. We've never. When's the last time the Jets? You were like, "Yo, they just got a good pass rush." I don't think I've said that ever.
2010.
Maybe, yeah. Jonathan Abraham, maybe.
Yeah, Sean Ellis and then Calvin Pace.
That was
Calvin
good.
Pace Pace was the best one of the best pass rushers the Jets ever had that no one talked about.
But at the same time, was he even that elite game breaker type? We've never.
He would come clutch into stupidest situations. We'd be down 35-7, and then he'll get 4 sacks and somehow 2 plays.
What?
So we're like, what are you doing? You go back in time?
Yeah, but that doesn't cut it. We need some guy that's. You look at the Jamal trade, and we got a bigger haul than the Raiders did for Khalil Mack. We got a player, and we got another 3rd-round pick. They got
They got, the 2 first rounds and a 2nd?
Yeah. That's it. And then they traded.
The Cardinals robbed the Texans with trades, if we're talking about trades.
Oh my god, that would be another time we'll have to do that.
But, I feel like there's a culture shock happening with the Jets now, like a brand new one again.
Yeah.
We've been for like 3 in the last like 2 decades. Or a decade.
3, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
In the last like 5 years.
In the last, we
That's why the reason I'm like, okay.
Let's start from Rex Ryan, our head coaches. We had Rex.
Love that era.
I loved Rex Ryan era. That was you don't realize what you got until it's gone. Yeah. That's what they say. I liked Rex Ryan. Then from Rex Ryan, was it? I thought it was some guy from the Dolphins.
No, after
no,
wasn't it?
Was it?
Was it Tom Ball? No,
I think. There's someone. I think there's someone in between of Rex Ryan and Todd Bowles. Oh my god! I thought Jeremy Bates or something like that.
We're doing some serious editing.
Oh no, this is going straight. We don't know the chat. It was like then from Todd Bowles, it was Adam Gase.
Yeah, Rex Ryan, Todd Bowles, Adam Gase. Yeah, there's no in
3.
between.
Yeah, so 3. Okay, I was right. I thought no. Bates was the offensive coordinator. There was an offensive.
Jeremy Bates was the offensive coordinator.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Okay, that's my fault. I confused all of us here.
Todd Bowles is such a joke of a head coach. It's not even funny. That dude.
I just caused us the hugest headache.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, what?
But yeah, no. So this should be interesting. I don't know how Peyton Manning likes Adam Gase, but
a lot of people like Adam Gase. So I'm gonna go with
the caveman from Geico.
It's okay. It doesn't matter if they expand the playbook. He was keeping it simple because Darnold's still young. Someone I forgot who said it was. Chris Candy this morning on ESPN Radio said that. Sam Darnold, before he got in the NFL, only had 3 competitive seasons. 1 in high school, his senior year, 2 in college, and then to the league. So he's a young mind. Like he's a young mind, and you see it on the field. Like he shows flashes of crazy greatness, but then he throws that duck in like the Dolphins game. That was the crazy worst pass I've ever seen. You know, so it's just literally like a kid's mentality. He's young. He's our age. So remember, he's our age. Imagine you playing in the NFL, playing quarterback in the NFL.
I'd shit myself.
Yeah.
But enough
he's trying to grow up at the same time.
That's true. Yeah, and he's in New York, like the scariest place. Someone reported him for kissing. Someone told him for kissing a girl in the club.
That's wild.
I'm like, dude, he's younger. I'm 24. He's younger than me. It's insane, and he made more money in 1 year than I will see probably ever.
Probably. But I'm pumped. But one thing I saw that we cut Brian Winters, but you saw he signed with the Bills.
Yeah, that's great. He's a starting guard.
He's solid, but he's not 7.5 million solid. He's definitely not worth.
Why do I feel like he's going to blow up with the Bills? I don't know.
He could be good with the Bills if he stays healthy. But when's the last time he stayed healthy?
But speaking of healthy, then there's the other cut to Anua,
yeah. But he can, now that he's cut, he can go on endless lunches with his girlfriend. Remember that? Do you remember that story?
No.
He remember last year he was not going to his PT, wasn't going to his physical therapy, and he was like, yeah, and he put on a whole story on Twitter about how his girlfriend was sick and that he wanted to go to lunch with her and all that stuff, and that's why he wasn't going. But he doesn't have to like tell the Jets that he's not going to his physical therapy. It's at the facility. Like he wasn't going to his treatment and stuff. And he was like, yo, I could do what I want. And all right, now you could do what you want. Like you were going to, like, you needed treatment. Go to this team and get treatment. Like it doesn't matter. So that stuff, like that, and that pissed me off, and a lot of stuff went down with that. So Quincy, thank you for being hard-nosed, but see ya, buddy.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you couldn't stay healthy, and bro, you shouldn't even be playing football. Like, worry about your health first. That's some serious stuff. That's your neck. I wouldn't mess with that. But back to Winters. I think what it does it gives us $7.5 million extra now. So now we're up to what, 23, 20, like 21, 23, whatever. I think that leaves a couple names out in free agency to maybe get some buzz. We talked about Jadeveon. We could give Jadeveon a 15 mil prove it deal type something. I'd be okay with that. He's a game breaker.
The Jets don't want him though, apparently.
That's Rich Shamini just said it. Said, I don't think there's any connection there, and then everyone blew it up saying there's no connection. Not the Jet, like no one ever asked Joe Douglas, "Are you interested in Jadeveon?" And he was like, "No." Like
that's a good move the Jets would make though. So I can see Clowney going to the Jets on a 1 year deal.
Yeah, or Everson Griffin. Like I know he might want to go back to Minnesota, but that's a good person you could get, or even like a small edge rusher like Vinny Curry. Vinny Curry's still a free agent. He's been solid with the Eagles. That's Joe Douglas.
How old is he now?
28.
Oh, okay.
But he's a journeyman type guy. He's been on a bunch of teams. And then maybe even Logan Ryan. Think about Logan Ryan. Why not? Bring a veteran in the secondary.
We have all of the Colts corners. We should just take the Titans corners too.
Yeah, we should.
We should just take the whole AFC South secondary.
I'm cool with it. I'm definitely cool with it. And then maybe Tony Jefferson if you want some veteran leadership, safety wise.
I'm good, thank you.
Just some names I'm throwing out there with all this money we have. But we're gonna have to bring in the expanded roster anyway, so we'll see what's up with that.
That's true.
We'll see. They're still out.
We forgot about someone in the draft that I like a lot, Bryce Hall.
Oh, Bryce Hall, yeah, dude. He was like one of the best corners in the entire country his junior year.
And then he tore what? And then he like tear something or got hurt.
His ankle.
And yeah, he sat out for a year, and then he went from like being a first round pick
to like a sixth or fifth.
Fifth,
I think. We got him in the fifth. Yeah, we got him in the fifth.
That was a steal.
That's a steal. He's freaking solid, man. He's gonna have a year, but the cornerback room is crowded, super, super crowded. People are gonna have to find their way out of it.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's good. I love that competition. Greg Williams is gonna get everything out of everybody.
We have Lamar Jackson now too.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson, Nebraska.
Yeah, the corner. He's pretty good. He was projected to be a third round pick at one point.
Really?
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson.
I hope he makes the team. I hope he gets a pick 6 against Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson gets picked off by Lamar Jackson. What? That's crazy.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah, no,
but that's the end of the Idzik era.
Yeah, it's sad. John Idzik sucked at picking players.
What was that guy doing?
I looked up Calvin Pryor today out of curiosity.
Stop. Yeah, what's he doing?
He's out of the league, I think. It's in 2017. Huh?
He's probably on Twitch.
Maybe.
Him and Vernon Goldston.
That
might be one of the worst picks ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a terrible.
The Buccaneers picked Bo Jackson, and Bo Jackson said peace and played baseball, then signed with the Raiders.
Or Jamarcus Russell.
Oof.
That's a tough.
Yeah.
But yeah, the end of the Idzik era. But I'm cool with this. Honestly, I like Chris Johnson. I like Joe Douglas. I think Adam Gase is going to prove himself to everybody this year that he's capable and he can coach a offensive game, and I think it's gonna come together. I mean, CJ opting out is tough, but at the end of the day, whether we had CJ, but Jamal or any of these guys on defense, this year's all about Sam Darnold and Adam Gase.
I have a question for you now. Really good one. Case in point. Jets blow this year. If this year happens.
Okay.
0-16 for number 1 pick. Trevor Lawrence is on the clock. 100%. On board.
Because if the Jets go 0-16, Sam Darnold's throwing like 25 interceptions this year. There's no
his stats are like his stat line is
similar
like
to this year.
23 touchdowns, like 9 interceptions.
They just go 0-16.
And they got 0-16.
Yeah, you gotta start fresh. New coach, you get someone new, and you get Trevor Lawrence, and you ship out some. Yeah, you just start it over. Joe Douglas got to start fresh. If it's that bad, Joe Douglas has to start fresh, and he has the power to do so. We have him for 5 years, and he has the picks to do so, and he's gonna do it. What if
the Jets go like 4-12 and they get the first pick?
It depends. If they go 4-12 and Sam's shown signs, but the defense is garbage. Like it's all situational.
That's true.
Remember, this year, like I said before, whether CJ was here, whether Jamal was here, whether any of these guys were here, it doesn't matter. What matters is Darnold and what Darnold does this year and what Adam Gase does this year.
Yeah, the weight's kind of like on Darnold this year. It's his third year. It's like, hey, listen, like 2 years, like, yeah, you looked okay sometimes. You look bad some other times. But I think it's time for you to do something here, you know? Like, you've been here for 2 years now, time to pay rent.
He's a stand-up guy.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. He's like one of those guys that, like, he fits the mold of being a franchise quarterback. He fits the mold so good, but right now the Jets, unfortunately, aren't fitting the right pieces around him.
Yeah, that's true.
Because, like I said, if Darnold had one of those mid-tier, but even if he had like a Keenan Allen, like one of those top-tier receivers, like it'd be a completely different story. He's one of those kids that's ridiculous, but he can't be ridiculous with no talent.
I just want to clear the air too. I'm actually a big Sam Darnold fan. I'm not like hating on him or anything.
No,
I'm a big
huge. I think he fits the mold, but it's totally situational. But if he goes out next year and shits the bed, as in throws more interceptions this year, but you have to look at it. Last year, you're like, the offensive line was the worst offensive line in all of football. Of course, he's not going to do it. I mean, the Jets went out and brought a whole new group of offensive linemen in. You can't fault Joe Douglas for filling all the needs that they need. They got literally a player at every position on the line, almost. So you can't fault Joe Douglas for doing that. But now it's up to the offensive line coach and Adam Gase to get these guys together. It seems like they're already together, like Van Rotten. Like, I love Van Rotten signing. That's a good signing. Alex Lewis is like I thought he was our best lineman last year by far, and he's a solid guard. I thought that was the best re-sign. Like you were talking before, Alex Lewis is a big what do you like about Alex Lewis?
I like his run blocking.
I
think he's like a good interior run blocker.
Mauler. I think I think Le'Veon's going to find him a lot this season. I think it's going to be a bounce back year for Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch him play, and I'm excited to watch Quinn Williams play.
Quinn Williams, he needs to show me something this year.
It's only his second year.
I know, but he did absolutely nothing. I know he was injured last year, but But at the end of the day, he needs to show me something.
Yeah, that's true. He needs to show me something too, and I agree with you. We drafted him 3rd overall, like Sam Darnold.
He's a beast from Alabama, and Nick Saban. I trust Nick Saban talking about him, and I think it's going to be a big year for him. I see he's in the weight room. He lost some weight, so we'll see. Maybe an Aaron Donald type body. We'll see. He has to get strong. Yeah, he's an Alabama kid. He's a tough kid.
At least he carries protection.
Yeah, we're not talking about that. But I mean, I think definitely to say that Darnold needs to take that, you need to not see him sail Brashard Perriman this year. There's no reason that he should be. You saw a couple times he sailed over Robbie's head. He cannot be. There's no reason to be sailing over a wide open man down the field. You do this all day. You do it like it's pickup football. That's what you do in your backyard. Go deep accuracy. We need to see improvement on that because that's the game. Because Brashard Perriman goes deep, he either breaks the top off the secondary or he throws it to Crowder underneath. But I think you're going to see a lot more Le'Veon Bell in the slot because he did a lot of that with the Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
So if Adam Gase sees that, he'll be in the slot a lot. And you know what? One of the biggest things is, I know Adam Gase was talking about this, was the off-ball motion. Every time, there should be a receiver or a running back going in motion every single play. Because it shows if the defense is in man or zone. So Adam Gase actually acknowledged that. And towards the end of the year, I actually saw him putting people in motion a lot. So I wanted you to look out for that this year.
Okay.
See if he puts more people in motion. And Le'Veon Bell in the slot. Those are the two things I want you to look at for this year. And obviously, our boy, Sammy D.
Yeah, it's so nerve-wracking. But that's if, if this year happens.
It's interesting. I mean, right now, it doesn't look too hot, the way the baseball's going. I mean, these guys are complete idiots, and they're, like, going to casinos. But, I mean, the reports are, like, a couple went to go get milk, and this one, that. I mean, little things there and there. But even if they're telling the truth, even those little instances got like half the MLB paused, or not half, like a handful of MLB games paused because all you did was go get milk. You know what I'm saying? So, like, even if it's true, say you really did go get milk, the smallest thing of you getting milk paused the MLB games.
What happened? I don't know, man. I'm gonna get milk.
I got
come
milk,
back
yeah.
and
think about what these NFL guys are doing. What do you think? And you think these NFL corners? I'm going to the club. Of course they're going to the club. There's no way you can do all these, like, it's a
corners party. It's a fact.
Corners party. Come on.
Corners party and
parties.
Corners party and wide receiver study books. An offensive lineman chug beer. Oh my god. Yeah, we'll see what Darnold can do. We'll see how. Man, I feel like this CJ Mosley contract is really.
You know what? The thing about it is,
it's like 2 years already gone, but he only played one game so far.
But technically, 2 years aren't gone because he.
He opted out.
He opted out, so his contract is paused. So basically, what he gets is he gets $150,000 this year. And that's all he gets. And next year, he's going to get his salary from this year, but it's going to be minus $150,000.
Oh, he gets enough to buy a small house in New Jersey.
Yeah, right? Like, maybe not New Jersey, but...
Well, yeah, maybe like,
but...
PA.
PA, yeah. Pennsylvania, true. But...
Love PA.
Dude, love PA. Went to school in PA. Kutztown. Rugby. Woo. But no... his contract gets pushed. It just gets pushed back. So I mean, I don't care about having CJ Mosley again. Like nothing happened, but it does have cap implications. So I've heard a lot of different stories about cap implications. I saw one said that we saved some money, and I saw one that we're gonna actually lose some money from it. But I saw one report that said we could get almost $7 million extra in cap space next year because he's doing this, because his money. This year wasn't as much.
What if it's a ploy? Joe Douglas. Like, hey, CJ, opt out, we'll get your money, we'll bring you more friends to run around defense with.
And chalk. I don't think. Do you think he knows that the season's chalked? I don't know. What's your thing? Do you think the season's going to totally happen? Are you not ready to make that prediction yet?
I don't know. I don't think so. I'm leaning towards no. I want it to happen.
I want it. Everything.
I don't care. I don't care if it's just no one at the games and like it's the audio playing. You can see the empty stands. I don't care. Just have the flying camera only. The guy controlling it. That's about it. And then
I'll be definitely. I just don't like the NBA. The only reason they're getting their stuff done is because they're in the bubble. The hockey, they're in the bubble.
Baseball's getting milk.
They're getting milk. Why the Marlins had to get milk? The Cardinals, they were compromised.
Did the after team decide, I just want to get milk? And then go down?
Everybody just wanted to get milk. But I guess the milk can't wait. They're professional athletes. They can't sit in the... Bring your Xbox everywhere you go. You're that bored.
Yeah, Aaron Fox did it.
But they're in
he's on the Kings.
Baseballs, they're traveling. So normally they travel, then they go and see the city and stuff.
Yeah.
So football, but think about that. Baseball, the only thing that's different is baseball. They're in a city for, they're in the city for a couple days because they have a 3-game series.
Mm-hmm.
Football, it's a 1-day trip. You're like, all right, we're flying to wherever, or we're taking a bus to wherever, and then they're going right back to their place. What I'm worried about is these guys that go home. They have home games, and then after the home games, what happens? They go out, party, something like that. Oh, we want to go out and party, right?
Mm.
That's the that stuff. And then all it takes is one guy, because the football team, it'll be like the baseball. It's like, oh, the staff got it, and one guy he interacted with the guy, and then it's contract chasing. But if the NFL, one guy gets it, you go on the field, everybody's getting that.
Just speaking of NFL players partying, you ever see the video of Daniel Jones partying with Eli Manning?
Oh, them taking shots.
It looked like a frat kid bringing his dad to a party.
The dad, like the parent days.
Yeah, like the parent days. It looked like a frat kid bringing his dad to a day drink.
I loved it. They
were both wearing the same exact outfit and had the same exact facial expression. It was terrifying.
Yeah, I mean.
They had trust fund written all over them.
100%. But no, I mean, I like Darnold. I like Darnold over Danny Pennies.
He's a good quarterback too.
I think he'll be okay.
I think they'll both be good. I hope Sam Darnold's better because I'm a Jets fan and I'm supposed to be biased and hate Giants fans.
Well, I like Joe. I don't
mind him. I don't mind the Giants. Joe Judge has a wonderful personality. It's like talking to your car radio.
Yeah, Joe Judge is interesting, but he's one of those guys who it's like, if everybody buys into his system, it could work, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
You got Dave Gettleman at the helm. I don't know what's gonna happen. See, that's one dude I don't trust.
Yeah.
Joe D. I mean, at the end of the day, I trust Joe D.
Mm-hmm.
I think this year there's as much as people want to talk about the Jamal trade and about CJ Mosley and opting out, this year it doesn't matter. All that matters is if Darnold progresses and if Gase doesn't do stupid things.
I like that.
That's what it should be.
That's what it should be. You heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. That's how it should be. I think that's a good place for to leave it off.
Yeah, I think it was. All right, Rich.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks
no problem. Thank you guys for tuning in, listening to Third and Very Long with my guest, Tyler. Tyler, do you have anything you want to plug? Twitter, Instagram?
Yeah, if you want to, my Twitter, Ty, Valovcin 34. That's on Twitter. And then on Instagram, it's Tyler_Valovcin, Valovcin 3. You guys can follow me, and I will follow back.
Well, thank you guys for listening. Tyler, it was a pleasure. Thank you for coming to talk about the Jets. I know you love it so much. It's your nightmare come true. All right. Thank you guys again. All right, have a good night.